show, we discuss how to price a landed home. Next on XTV with your host, Mark Lun.
Good day, I'm Mark Lun. In Singapore, landed homes carry a certain allure and a hefty price tag. Till date, the three most expensive landed homes, non-en bloc, that have transacted in Singapore are in 23 Yarwood Avenue in District 21 for an amazing 59.5 million. 3 Lydon Park, also in District 10, for an amazing 61.4 million. 35 Redoubt Road in District 10 for an astronomical 91.7 million. Are landed properties with sky-high transaction prices a thing of the past? No! Actually, 35 Redoubt Road transacted in 2015. So then, how do we price a landed home at this quantum?
Hi, I'm Sam Baker, CEO of SRX Property and Street Sign Technology Group, which is a subsidiary of Singapore Press Holdings. Today I want to show you how to price a landed home. Some people feel that it's more complicated to price a landed home as opposed to a condo, but they're just more variables. The process itself is rather straightforward in both cases. So what I'll do now is I'll show you the 4 steps to pricing a landed property. As I said, there are 4 steps for coming up for the X listing price for a landed home. The first step is to calculate the X value. Next, you calculate X value plus, then X valuation price, and finally, the X listing price. The first step is for the computer to calculate the comparable market analysis. This is the primary way that we price property, and what it does is it compares similar properties to the one that you want to price based on property type, location, land tenure, the type of area, strata versus land, for example, the TOP year, meaning when can people actually live in it, land area, PSF or price per square foot, the relevant SRX price index, and finally it will do this using best practices, methodologies, and hedonic regression. The second step in pricing your landed home is to get professional input from your real estate agent. In the first stage, as you saw, it was all fact-based and it was done using information that the computer, or public information that the computer brought in. In this stage, you actually need to have some human input. So what the real estate agent can help you do is understand when was the last renovation, how much was it. Also identify, which is fairly easy to do of course, the number of stories of the home, the type of terrace house if that's applicable. The real estate agent can also help you make a determination whether you are looking at a home in what's called a uniform neighborhood where all the homes are the same, or whether the neighborhood is very eclectic and has many different types of landed homes. And also you can evaluate whether you have additional street parking. So now that we have all this information inputted into SRX Analyzer, your real estate agent can quickly calculate the X value plus. The third stage in pricing our property is to get valuer input. The valuer can help you make adjustments in several factors that require a professional or licensed judgment. These factors include special features to the home, the land contour, the land shape and configuration, ANA, which stands for additions and alterations, orientation, the conduciveness of the environment, the view. There's a number of things that the valuer will take into account, but he'll follow a similar methodology to what we just did with the X value plus and X value. He'll take this information, he'll crunch it into what we call a field value application, and then he will compute what we call the X valuation price. Now, any valuer can do this as long as they have access to the type of information that's available in SRX Analyzer, or you can actually engage SRX Properties valuers to help you out.
Finally, the agent takes into account the negotiation gap, which is effectively goodwill. Goodwill arises when a buyer acquires an existing business but pays more than the fair market value. In other words, goodwill amounts to the excess of the SRX valuation price. Goodwill can either be 0 or positive. The seller should expect the buyer to try to negotiate goodwill down.
So that's all there is to it. 4 steps. The computer does all the collection of the information, does some calculations for you. You get some input from your real estate agent and a valuer, and there you have it. You have the X listing price. Oh, but there is one more step I forgot to mention, and that is you have to find a buyer and then negotiate the right price that they're willing to pay to move into your home.
And that's all we have for you this episode of XTV. Join us next week when we show our virtual tours and virtual reality. I'm Mark Lun. Have a good day.